Hi everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel and another paper crafting video tutorial. Welcome to day 10 of the 12 Days of Stitchmas 2025. Today features some more ornaments, and I am combining ornaments from multiple days. So let's open up day 10 first and see what's inside. It is the super cute sentiment, Let It Snow, with a hanging ornament, and I think this ornament is going to pair perfectly with day 1, as well as some other days' ornaments. There are ornaments across both 2024 and 2025 that I think will be cute together, so I'm going to create a cluster of ornaments for my card. So here's the day 10 ornament from last year. I love when they coordinate and work out well. And I'm going to foil my background and sentiment, which you can see that I did off camera here. I foiled some fairy tale cardstock from Spellbinders with the candy cane stripes. BetterPress plate. I love to foil with my BetterPress. I used opal foil for that super soft shimmer. Then I foiled a sentiment from the Christmas cheer set from Yana, and I foiled that with matte silver on the fairy tale cardstock and I popped it up along the bottom of my A2 panel. That's that 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch panel. And then I've die cut the sentiment from today's box opening from brushed silver, and I'm adhering it right here above the glimmered sentiment. I'm a huge fan of multiple sentiments, especially like a larger sentiment with a smaller strip of some sort. So this is totally my jam. Then you can see we are going to be filling the upper part of the card with hanging ornaments. I have taken ornaments from day 1, day 4, and of course, day 10 from today from our 2025 box, and that longer ornament is from the 2024 box. I say that if you don't have the 2024 box, and you could easily go without it. Very, very easily. I opted to use it because I am showcasing the 2024 dies alongside of the 2025 dies this year, either with a separate card in some instances, or sometimes when it works out on the same card. I'm all about versatility and mixing and matching. That is definitely my crafting love language, 100%. I love the mixing and matching of different companies, different elements for all of our crafting. So I am going to stitch all of my ornaments with the same color of floss today. And I do want to mention what that is. I will link to this down below simply because it is kind of a unique color. And I was so thrilled with how well it matched the Fairy Tale Spellbinders cardstock. And it's called Cashmere by Classic Colorworks. It is an over-dyed floss, and it really kind of is a gray blue to lavender type of, or a lilac maybe, color. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's a very subtle variegation in floss, but I felt like it just matched the cardstock perfectly. I pulled multiple colors of floss from my stash, and this is where I landed. You, of course, can always use DMC. If you want to use a silver, you could do that. I don't really love stitching with like silver or gold, the filament, or however you say that, from DMC. It's not my favorite. So I tend to stick to a cotton floss of some sort for my paper stitching. So we're going to finish stitching this. I want to talk about cardstock choices, color choices, etc. You will have noticed now that we're nearing the end of our 2025 StitchMiss series that there are times where I reuse color combinations because that's what I like to do. And there's times I push myself outside my comfort zone. That was this card. I have been wanting to use like a lavender, purplish type of color scheme at some point in my series. And this card just popped into my head when I saw all the dies. And so that is kind of the inspiration behind this. Also wanting to move away from traditional Christmas colors or the blue, white, silver color scheme that I've been really loving. So that is kind of what pushed me towards this. And especially with the Let It Snow sentiment, I felt like something frosty kind of frosty, like, you know, wintry, would be really, really fun for this. And I am not disappointed at all. My original idea when I was contemplating this card was all whites and silvers, which I do love, but when I just couldn't really kind of come up with enough white different texture cardstocks to use. And so I happened to be looking through my cardstock and I pulled out both Fog, a very, very light gray cardstock, and the Fairy Tale. And I had originally thought Fog was the way I wanted to go, but it was a little blah. It's beautiful. I love Fog. I've used it many times throughout this series and many times just in general. It's one of my most used colors. But this Fairy Tale was magical. It's like a fairy tale. I loved it and I thought it was so perfect for this card design. So what I really did here, I kept that beautiful light lavender color to accents like ornaments and the bow. There's, I think maybe I only used it on one ornament actually, and a bow in the background, and of course the sentiment so that it kind of fades into the background a bit. Then all of the rest of the ornament and embellishments are brushed white, brushed silver, white glitter, like from the Treasured Cardstock collection, and ice vellum for my poinsettia. And I use different color or different combinations of those cardstocks to build each of my ornaments. With two large ornaments on this card, which are the day 1 of 2025, that's the ornament still that I haven't stitched, and the long oblong ornament, which is from day 10 of 2024, and then our small little circular ornament that's very similar in shape really to the 2025 ornament. I felt like we needed some little like ball ornaments in between. And for me, I've talked about this before, a lot of my card making is very similar to how I like to decorate. And for example, this is like how I like to decorate my tree. We've got the large ornaments and then we tuck those smaller ones in to fill in holes and gaps and to really make a complete and beautiful design. So this small ornament from day 4 of 2025 was really great for that. And then I want to lay out my ornaments before I start gluing anything down and get a good idea of how I want them to go. And in this case, I thought, you know what? There are too many small ornaments up near the top of my card. Visually, that was just not working for me. I wasn't loving that. It just was throwing me off. So I'm going to start with the ornament that hangs down the furthest, which is my 2024 ornament. And then we're going to see what we can do. And I actually opted, because the hanger for today's Let It Snow is kind of unique, and I did use that hanger for it, I wanted to keep that one up high. Then I'm going to add my ice vellum poinsettia, and that and the leaves is actually from, I want to say day 8, I think, of the 2024 box, but there's poinsettias and leaves in lots of Spellbinders collections. And then the other little branch was actually from day 9 of the 2025 box. So as we're going through the series, you can see I'm incorporating more and more different days dies. And then I dropped that other small ornament down low, hiding the hanger back behind my day 1 ornament. And I thought, if I die cut another long hanger, and you're never going to know that it's actually not connected here, I think that's going to really visually make this look a lot better. And you guys, that one tiny little change, look at that. That, for me, just sealed the deal. So we're going to hide the fact that it's not actually connected by placing our day 1 big ornament over the top of this. I also decided not to use multiple bows for this. This bow is from today's ornament, the day 10 ornament. And instead we have a bow on one of the ornaments, and then we have that poinsettia on the last one. So here is how the card is looking. I'm in love with this. I mean, this color combination, you guys, is so beautiful. I love the subtle purple, but it's not like bam in your face purple. Absolutely gorgeous. We're going to finish with a scattering of Spellbinders Prism gems. These kind of have a purplish, lavenderish undertone to them, but not an in-your-face purple at all. And they work with a lot of different things, but I think they're going to be beautiful with this. Thank you so much for joining me for day 10 of the 12 Days of Stitchmas. The supplies I used are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me today. I truly love sharing creativity with this amazing community of crafters. A special thank you goes out to my wonderful Patreon members. I appreciate you all so much. If you'd like to join us on Patreon, you'll find the link in the video description below. Patreon is a private community where you can support more of what I do and enjoy exclusive content, behind-the-scenes updates, and extra perks. There's something for everyone, and we'd love to have you join our growing community. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.